Welcome to Cyber Bytes Insights, the most relevant cybersecurity podcast on education, innovation, and outreach. I'm your host, Maggie Dillon, and today we have a very special guest, Miss Yolanda Roussel. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Absolutely. Miss Roussel is a New Orleans native and a Hurricane Katrina evacuee turned Virginia resident since 2005. She's been making waves in education and STEM advocacy with almost 19 years of dedicated service to the Fairfax County public school system. Her passion for STEM education led her to establish the Northern Virginia National Society of Black Engineers, in addition to being the current president of the Stafford County NAACP. Now, as the program manager for the Cyber Bytes Academy at the Cyber Bytes Foundation, she continues her mission of educational enrichment. And I feel like I just need to applaud after that because I love strong women and I am so excited to speak with you today.
Well, thank you. Thank you for that.
Absolutely. So we've got a lot that I really want to talk about with you. And I just want to say, you know, in my first meeting with you, you lit up like a Christmas tree when we talked about this first topic that I'm going to bring up here, and it was so obvious with your passion and your story. So just so you know, I'm now calling you the STEM queen, and I want to hear your story about how you got involved. Obviously, you've been with the school system for quite some time, working with the youth and whatnot, but tell us a little bit about your involvement with STEM and kind of how that whole thing started.
Well, it started, someone introduced me to or invited me to attend a NSBE meeting, and I didn't know what they were talking about. I'd never heard of NSBE. And so I'm like, NESBE, what is NSBE? And they said, oh, no, 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 it's NSBE. I said, okay, so what is that? And they went on to say it's the National Society of Black Engineers. And she was bringing her daughter to the meeting in order to, consider enrolling her. And she gave me a little more information on it. So I went home, I talked with my husband, talked with my daughter, and we decided that we would bring, my husband and I decided that we would bring our son to this meeting. Well, when we got there, we got a lot of information that was just kind of mind blowing. And understanding that it was not just NSBE, but it was their STEM program. So STEM meaning science, technology, engineering, and math. And our son was a math quiz. He loved science. So we said, okay, and we had him with us, and he saw the other kids there, so he wanted to join. And we did that. We had, through that program, we had gone to a few competitions that we were invited to. And our kids, the kids that were in this group, were so certain that they could do so much better than the kids they saw in the competition. I'm like, my God, we've got some cocky kids here. Okay. Okay, you guys think that you could do better than them? Okay, so the next time a competition comes along, we'll get you involved. And we did that. Well, there were a lot of things that we did not know. Our kids studied, our kids were, prepared to go out there. They were poised, they were awesome, but they didn't have a mentor. And it appeared that uh, on the Maryland side, that was the leverage that they had the mentors, and we did not. So, long story short, we ended up breaking away from that particular STEM program, and I was talked into using up my free summer that year to develop a STEM program called Nova Nesby Jr. And with that, all of those things that were missing from the other uh, organization we were involved with, we made sure we brought it into ours. So now our kids are not only excited about having Nova Nesby Jr., but they were excited and ready to go back to competing. And it was just amazing to see these kids get up there, show off on their research, on their ability to create a website, their marketing skills, and then win.
Absolutely. I
Okay,
love that.
so we had one particular competition where there were seven laptops. Laptops were, they were kind of scarce during that time. So there were seven laptops that were going to be given away, and our kids said that they were going to bring every last one of them home. Okay, they did. The very first competition was a Jeopardy competition. So they had to learn all of this information. And I said, guys, y'all can kind of take a breather. You're not going to be asked all those questions. Yeah, but we don't know which questions we're going to be asked. So we're going to know them
Yep.
all. And they
Gotta
did. They had
prepare
the
for
answers.
sure.
They were well prepared.
Yeah.
And they won. So three of the seven computers came to them. The second competition was to take a computer, dismantle it, and then the first team to put theirs back together would win four laptops because there are four, folks to a team. And our kids, I'll never forget the number. Within 2 minutes and 7 seconds, theirs was up and running.
Wow.
So they came back with all seven computers. And
Seven's a
it was
lucky
on.
number.
Oh
That's
my
awesome.
goodness. It
I
was it was
love that.
on.
You know,
Yeah.
I love just children and watching them grow and learn and
Yeah.
everything. And I think that I really want to talk about your position currently with the Cyber Bytes Academy specifically. You
Mhm.
are the perfect program manager for that division. And I say that for so many reasons. But for those who are watching for the first time, who are just trying to get familiar a little bit with what we're explaining here, tell us about the Cyber Bytes Academy and what that does involve with regards to STEM and some of the things that you maybe have just mentioned there.
Okay, well, I met Dr. White last year. And as a matter of fact, it might have been around this time, if not earlier. And had come to this building for the simple purpose of spying out a place for a banquet for the NAACP.
Mhm.
And White wanted to meet the president of the NAACP because he wanted to partner with the NAACP. He wants Cyberbytes to partner. I didn't know what he had planned on outside of showing us the room. We ended up getting a full tour of this place. And needless to say, I lost my mind. I lost my mind because my dream at retirement was to restart a STEM program.
Mhm.
And everything that I could dream of was right here. Okay, so with that, we began talking. And we talked about a lot of different things, and the things that he had in mind, I was just spitting them out. I don't know what's in his head, but I'm just spitting it all out.
Psychically
So,
connected to say the
yeah,
meeting of the minds.
yes, yes. So he said to me, I need you. And I looked at him. He said, right here, we need someone that can help us build our STEM program. My heart dropped, then it started flipping. So, come January 31st, my papers had gone in for retirement and they became final on the 31st. And I started here on February 1st of this year.
Awesome.
And we have been going full force ever since. I mean, so many different things have already been developed and they're still developing.
Hmm.
And our plan is to, I'll say this, I'll say this. Um, Caesar, our CEO, said to me, he said, I want to take our STEM program nationwide and then worldwide.
Hmm.
Well, you don't tell that to somebody like me. So you want to take it nationwide? Okay. So as I'm meeting people coming through Cyber Bytes, I met this man who was here because he wanted to get more information about the various programs that we do here. And we started talking, and I was telling him what my position was as program manager, and he said, we need to talk.
Mhm.
So one thing led to another. We are now looking at setting up a Cyber Bytes STEM program for Philadelphia.
That's
He didn't give me a
amazing.
timeline,
Right.
Maggie. He said when he wanted to go nationwide. He didn't give me a
Mhm.
timeline. So we're on the move now.
I love it. And I always say, go big or go home. We only get one shot at this life, so give it
There
everything
you
you've
go.
got. So,
There you go.
absolutely. So, and, I know in previous episodes, Caesar kind of detailed what the Cyber Bytes Academy does. Obviously, you're working with the youth. We're doing everything from the certifications, the education piece, working with the local school systems.
Right.
And as we bring on more members and more partners, facilitating that back out into the communities across the nation. And you just mentioned Philadelphia. I'm from Indiana. I'm clear out in the Midwest. We've got partners out on the West Coast. We're all over the place. And so then building that and really just keeping the youth at the forefront, especially disadvantaged children
Yes.
and special needs kids as well. So with
Absolutely.
regards to that, I know that there is a program that's coming up that we would love to still invite more people to come in. The slots are limited, but could you tell us a little bit about what's been going on with the summer youth program, maybe what that looks like?
Well, with our summer program, I think last year they may have had three programs, three classes.
Mm-hmm.
This year we've got six.
Awesome.
Okay, so we have our build your own gaming PC. And with this particular program, our campers are going to learn how computers work. And they'll learn that by assembling it piece by piece. Okay,
Are we going to get them
so
to that 2 minutes 7 seconds time frame?
probably
That's
not.
that's the goal. We promise to get that
Probably
there
not.
for your
This
parents.
this is this is a week-long process here, okay?
Yes.
So, but yes, they're going to start that process by installing the various components of the PC. They're going to learn how to load software. They're going to set it up to our local area networks for gaming. But
Mhm.
listen, at the end of the week, our campers will leave with a computer that they themselves built and programmed, and they did it from scratch. And then they can start creating their own esports competitions. In short, they take that computer home, it's theirs.
Mhm.
Okay. Now
I
we're
love it.
doing that 3 times this year. We're having 3 separate camps like that.
Awesome.
The next camp that we're doing is called Build Your Own 3D camp or 3D printer.
Hmm.
And with this camp, the program is for students who are looking to, you always have this kid that wants to break things up and then try putting it back together. And then where's the crazy glue?
You're talking about my 5-year-old nephew. Yes, I do.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
So yeah, those kids are the ones who typically enjoy coming into this particular type of environment. So they'll be able to, design various functions and the 3D printer, learn how it works, what things are compatible with it, and it's just a hands-on activity for the kids. Um, this is something else that the printer is going to come to them in a box in pieces, so they'll have to build it first, then program it, and then make it work. Choose, a particular item that they'd like to have printed. But at the conclusion of that camp, each of these students will take home not just the item that they created, but the 3D printer.
That
Yes.
is awesome. I love that.
Uh,
I love that.
yeah,
Well, and
yeah,
it shows from end to end where the whole journey started, and I love that they get to
absolutely.
keep it. So
Yeah, yeah.
outstanding.
So yeah, and it's to know that we've got the drone, Lord, the drone, future of aviation.
Yes,
So can I tell you about that one?
absolutely. Yes.
All right. So with the drones, in this camp, the kids they're going to be introduced to, um, well, they're going to be introduced to the world of drone competition. Okay, so here they're going to learn the precision flying techniques, teamwork, team flying, coding. Okay, and all of these are designed to help them win.
Mhm.
Win what? Competitions. Okay,
Yep.
so they'll be going into competitions with that. They will learn all about drones and how they fly. They'll also be taught how to program their drones to fly, light up, do all kinds of cool tricks. And with plenty of hands-on flying time, they will become our drone champions in no time.
I love it. I spoke with someone not too long ago. He's a part of a drone sports league with kids
Yeah,
in a different state, and just hearing about how excited these kids get to do that. I mean, when I was a kid, it was remote control cars and airplanes
right.
and that type of thing. You talk about drones, that's a whole other language, but
That's a
I
whole
think that's
nother.
so cool that they get
Yeah,
to do
yeah.
that.
They came in, the drones came in early this week, and one of the members of our team started putting one together. And I remember coming through, and I'm like, he was already flying it.
You're going to be sitting there eating your lunch,
You
and all
could
of a sudden it
see,
zooms by your head.
right, you could see the kid in him, you know.
Yeah.
And when he was done, he came to my office and he said, Miss Yolanda, these kids are going to have a great time. And I had to
Yeah.
laugh at him. I said, that's because you're having a great time. And he
That's
laughed.
right.
He said, yeah, this is going to be so much fun. And that's what we want. We want them to be able to come into the program, have a good time, you know, with what they're going to learn. But we also, in every one of the camps that we have built in um, a segment where they're now going to understand that their futures right now, they're just in a cocoon.
Hmm.
But if they stick with it and they come out of that cocoon into where they will pick up their future, they're going to be ready for anything.
Yes.
That's what our aim and our goal is.
I love.
There's one more. This is brand new to the Academy. They've never done this one before, and they're pretty proud to announce that we're going to have a combat bot summer camp this year. So I'm still wrapping my head around it. I'm sure you can tell.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
But my understanding of this particular camp is that the kids are going to build and customize a remote control combat robot and compete in racing competitions and what do they call it? Strongest CBA Sumo Championship?
Hmm.
Sumo Camp Championship. Okay, so wrap your head around that one. Okay.
Yeah. I
But
well, and it reminds me of, and of course now I'm going to butcher it that I'm saying this, but there used to be a television show where robots, people would bring their robots and they would go into like a literal ring, and it would be basically whose robot was most agile and strongest, which one could flip the other robot, and that type of stuff. So that's what this
right,
kind of
or
reminds me
Rock'em
of.
Sock'em. Remember Rock'em
Oh
Sock'em, and
yes,
if you knocked your
absolutely.
head off, your head.
Hmm. Oh yeah.
Right. This is a little more graphic.
Yes.
Okay. But you know, and what they're also going to, oh, they're going to have a special guest. They're going to have a special guest from it's called Battle Box. It's a TV show,
Maybe
and
that's what I'm talking. Oh no!
okay,
Great segue. Accidentally, I did not mean to
okay,
do that. That's what I was talking about. That's so
okay.
cool.
Well, yeah, that we're going to have a special guest coming from that program, and giving the kids. We're not going to tell the kids. We're going to let that be a surprise to
Oh, they're
them.
gonna love
But
that.
they'll have an opportunity to interact with this individual, ask any questions, and just have, you know, one-on-one with an expert in the field. Isn't that cool?
That is so
Okay.
cool. I love that.
So once they have built their robots, they're going to they're going to build weapons
Hmm.
onto. Okay. All right.
Yep.
Of course, we're going to make sure that we keep them safe. They will not have weapons that are going to go spinning off and hurting anybody. So, but in all seriousness, the campers will use control weapons that are safe since they entail using lifters. So I guess that means that if one robot can lift the other and slam it down, they won.
Mhm.
And the other is a shover type weapon.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah,
it's going to be interesting. It's going to really be interesting. So
definitely.
I'm looking
I
forward to it.
cannot wait to watch the footage from that. Honestly, I think that's going to be so exciting. And
Yeah.
so, if parents wanted to get their kiddos signed up, do I assume they just go to the website then?
Yes, they can go to the
Okay.
website, click register, fill out the form, and it'll take them to a space where they can pay for that week's course.
Okay.
And once we receive their information, then we send them a package so that they'll, know what to expect, what to bring, what is not necessary to bring. The kids will have lunch here, and I think the time is from 9 until 4.
Okay. And that
So,
starts
that's
on.
that's a full day.
That is a full day. What day does that start on?
The first one will be the June, it's going to be on June 3rd, and that's going to be the Build Your Own Gaming PC.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, there you go, parents. If you want to get your kids out of the house for a little bit so they're not just sitting around on their phones, this is an absolute amazing experience. So much so that as we've been talking about this, I've had grown adults asking, "When are you doing an adult camp?" Which I think that's actually, I'm like, hold on a second here. I think we're onto something. So I think that's
We
actually.
get that all the time.
Hmm.
Okay. We
Absolutely.
have, especially the 3D printer.
Hmm.
There's
Yeah.
so many who are asking, well, can we sit in on it? Yeah, you can sit in on it, but if you want to join, no, you can't join. It's for kids.
Yep, there you go. Well, okay, so kind of shifting gears, a little bit more geared towards the adults. I
Mhm.
know that there's an event coming up that's outdoors that you and Dr. White have been putting together that is more geared probably towards the business owners, thought leaders, government, military, veterans, all of this, parents. What event is that that's coming up that
Is that
I'm
the
referring
golf
to?
event you're talking about?
Correct.
Is it?
Yes.
Well,
I don't
listen,
know enough about golf to speak
we
to it, and
just,
I'm.
can you
There you
see
go.
this? Okay. So
There you go.
this is hot off the press, okay? And she said, it's not ready to distribute. I said, well, I'm not going to
Screenshot.
distribute it. I'm just going to talk about it.
That's a perfect time for anyone to rewind that and take a screenshot. There you go.
Exactly, exactly. But I think it's done up enough where we will be able to put it in action by tomorrow and have copies with us because we will be attending the Veterans Ball on Saturday. So we're going to start pushing it out right away. But we're excited about this event. It's going to be held at the Augustine Golf Club here in Stafford, Virginia, and it's an absolutely beautiful golf course. And that's all I can tell you about that. I don't golf, so I can't tell you that I've been out on the greens. But what I've seen is just beautiful. It's like, why would anybody want to walk on the greens like that?
Well,
Or
we
just
talked about how you and I'll hang out in the clubhouse so everyone else
right, we're
doesn't go.
gonna have you exactly. You need to come on down so that we
I
can hang
know.
out together,
I
literally.
know. I plan to make a trip out there soon and hang out with all of my friends and
Well, let
have
me
us
give
a
you the
good time.
date. Let me give you the date so that you
Please
can,
do.
make it a possibility. The date is September 28th. So you have time, honey.
Plenty of time. Plenty of time. We'll get it on the
Yeah.
calendar for sure. Well, I know we've covered a lot. You've been so perfect at describing details and really kind of showing the value of the passion of the mission of what we're doing here.
Yeah.
And I think that really speaks to just your dedication as a professional in this industry and everything that you represent. I want to kind of really talk about a little bit some of the disadvantaged children and special needs and some of the kids that really need some additional support. That's something that we're all really passionate about. As far as some of the things that the Cyber Bytes Foundation and also the Academy are doing, what additional resources are for those types of children? And also, could you speak to a little bit about your experiences with that?
You know, when you've worked with these kids for 18 years, you you just develop a love and a passion. And you know, it starts off with, oh my God, I don't know if I can take another day of this kid. And as long as you're firm and you're making sure that, you know, they get the services that they are there to receive, it's interesting how, you know, they make this turnaround and they fall in love with you. You can't go down the hallway without them screaming from somewhere deep in the classroom, "Hey, Miss White!"
Yes.
So you can't help but fall in love with them. And what makes it even, you know, more interesting and fulfilling is they move on to high school and then they come back over to the middle school and they're looking for you and they want you to know that they're going to be entering either a college or junior college, and they tell you what they're going to study. So I've had folks come back to me to let me know that they're studying nursing. I had a couple of the young men who said that they're going to be studying law. These are special needs kids. These are
Mm-hmm.
kids with IEPs. So what you learn is that the IEPs and the fact that they're called special needs, as long as you are attending to those needs, you are preparing future leaders and just very strong people. And so with what we're doing here at Cyber Bytes, and that's basically making it clear that we're not just looking for the top tier kids with the perfect 4.1510, you know, GPA. We're looking for those kids who have passion, who, you know, understand that they learn differently and are open to learning more than just the norm. As a matter of fact, my STEM program, I didn't ask anybody anything about your GPA. They would come in and say, I don't believe I belong here. I'm not good at math. I'm not good at science. Some of those same kids, Maggie, own their own businesses now between Richmond and DC. They are working for large IT companies, or once again, they own their own IT company.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we are going to make sure that we do not lose focus on those kids. One of the ways that we're able to do that is through our after school program that we're putting together.
Mm-hmm.
And there are three components to it. So let me see if I can give them to you. The first is to introduce the STEM concept just in general. Okay, so we start with the foundational concepts of science, technology, engineering, math. Okay, we will offer interactive sessions where the students can, you know, basically explore and kind of feel their way to what they're most interested in. Okay, because we're going to be working from elementary school through high school, needless to say, we have to make sure we have the appropriate materials for those age groups, and make sure that they're accessible. And then just encourage their curiosity, their inquiry about various things, posing questions to them to test their knowledge, and without making them feel like they're taking a test, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
The second thing that we want to do is to enhance the skills that they either already possess or are developing. Okay, so once those students have a basic understanding of the STEM concept, they can focus on building their skills in that specific area. There are so many different disciplines of engineering that they have had no clue of until they come into our program. So we'll be offering workshops um, or modules that will help them kind of go deeper into various topics like coding, robotics, electronics, 3D modeling, or data analysis, you name it. Okay. We're also going to provide opportunities for the students to apply their knowledge and skills in real world projects and challenges. And I bring that to our program because it's what I did in mine. And to be able to bring CEOs of companies to my kids and have them stand before them and show them blueprints, for instance, if they were architects, okay? Show them blueprints, show them how to develop a blueprint, show them what the outcome is going to be, and then put in front of them blank blueprints and give them an assignment. And these kids worked it out. It was just amazing. So we want to bring something like that to them. And then, of course, encourage the collaboration and teamwork so that we can develop communication. Okay,
Hmm.
communication is very, very, very important. It's
Right.
very important. Okay, and it also
Absolutely.
helps when they're able to communicate, they get better at being able to solve problems.
Hmm.
Okay. The last is preparing for competitions. That's where my heart is. Okay, getting them prepared for competitions. Now, what happens here is they will identify competitions, or we will, as the program managers, we will spy out various competitions and present it to them. Everybody's not going to be interested in everything that we present. Okay,
Hmm.
so those who are interested, if we have enough interest, then we'll proceed with that. Okay, it could include things like robotic competitions, science fairs. I was never really interested in science fairs personally, but that was me. Robotics, I probably would do that. Okay,
Hmm.
today they've got what is it, coding hackathons. Okay,
Yep.
kids like to get into your business. I can see
Yes,
it.
they
I can
do.
see it.
Yeah.
But then there's the math. You have we have some mathematicians who are just geniuses in that
Hmm.
area. So something like a math Olympiad is something we would bring to them. Engineering design challenges. So it's just a host of things. And then dedicate time and resources to help them prepare for those competitions. And how do you do that? Make sure they have mentors. Make sure there are practice sessions, and having Cyber Bytes right here means we don't have to ask mom or dad, can we use your house
Yes.
for the practice sessions? We've got
Right.
everything we need right here. And of
Hmm.
course, access to relevant tools. Again, all of that is right here. And then, we want to emphasize the importance of perseverance. Don't give up. The
Hmm.
last thing in the world I will allow them to do is to give up. We want to develop their creativity, the sportsmanship. Did I say sportsmanship? Let me say it again. Sportsmanship. It's really important. Okay.
No sore
Because
losers, right?
regardless of the outcome, my mindset is if you win, great. What did you learn?
Hmm.
If you lost, great. What do you need to learn?
Yep.
So if you win, it's fine. If you lost, is another opportunity to gain more information and to strengthen what you already know. So I'm good either way,
Hmm.
and sportsmanship is a major part of that. So
Yes, it
by
is.
incorporating those three elements into our after-school STEM program, it makes it very easy for us to pull in those kids who carry IEPs,
Hmm.
okay, and provide a comprehensive learning experience that not only introduces the students to STEM concepts, but also equips them with the skills and the confidence that they need to excel in these fields in their future.
Absolutely. I love this so
I know I
much.
said a whole lot, didn't I?
No, you did. And you know what? I really want to speak to this. This subject right here is very near and dear to my heart. I myself participated in programs that you've talked about here today as a disadvantaged kid. And it was an experience that truly are some of the best memories I have in my childhood.
Yeah.
And I just want to say thank you to you and to anybody out there that helps create these programs, because they have truly made differences in so many thousands and thousands of adult lives. And here I am now on, oh, I don't want to get emotional. I'm now hosting this show. And so I just want to say thank you to you and to the entire Cyber Bytes Foundation, because even though I wasn't a part of any of their programs, I'm now a part of it somehow. And so,
Yeah.
I just want to
You are
also go
one
and
of
say
us,
if any,
Maggie. You are one of us.
absolutely. Yes, I am. And you can't get rid of me.
Nope, nope,
But
will not.
well, and also I want to make sure that these programs stay around for a long time to come. So I just want to make sure that we talk about too, if anyone is watching this and you want to be a participant, obviously you can go to the website, sign up, get your kiddos involved, but also donate, sponsor some of these events.
Yes.
If you're an entrepreneur and you have a business, please become a member or a partner of the Cyber Bytes Foundation so your company can give back to these types of things. And so I just want to make sure that we mention that today.
Yes, thank you for that.
Yeah.
Donations take us, so we're a 501c3. So the donations take us a long way in that, some of the kids, we can give them a discount for the purchase of a program. Others, we can just let them come on in,
Mm-hmm.
because not everyone can even afford the discounted rate. So the donations and the support, the sponsorships are crucial to our making sure that this program uh, succeeds and continues for years to come.
Absolutely. Who knows? Maybe we'll be all building a spaceship together, or a car that flies, and we can start flying to our sponsors, companies, and show them
Yeah,
what they've done at the
I
camps.
see that in the next 10 years.
You
Sooner.
are not kidding. I agree.
I get teased about putting the wings on my car anyway, so
There you go. There you go. Well,
I'm like, hey,
I
that's what it's designed for.
That's right. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for sharing everything today. You've been absolutely phenomenal. I'm so grateful to just have you with
Thank
us.
you.
And as we move forward, again, if anyone wants to get some more information, please visit www.cyberbytesfoundation.org. And also, this is a production of the Cyber Bytes Foundation. Thank you so much, Miss Yolanda. And
Welcome.
are there any
Thank you.
signing off pieces of advice for anyone that might be wanting to get into a career sector such as yourself?
Well, if you are a student and you're hearing this, get in touch. Let your parents know that you're interested in one of our camps. If you are over the age of 18, especially if you have once been a camper here and you're interested in coming back and volunteering your time, you are an absolute asset for doing that, because our kids, we're dealing with kids, and when they see someone who looks closer to their age than I do, okay, then it's so much easier to keep them engaged in the program. And if you are an adult, if you have any skills that might be of use to us as it relates to mentorship, please let us know. And the last piece is what we've already spoke about, and that is providing funding. So that funding comes from donations and sponsorships.
There you go.
I
And
think
it
they're
looks
about to
like,
put me out,
but
Maggie.
we need funding for the lights. The lights just went out.
Yeah,
So
I'm
I'm
at the
going to
door.
roll with it. We're rolling with it. It's a live podcast. Thank you so much, Miss Yolanda.
Okay.
Till next time, we'll catch you again. Thank you for
Okay.
watching Cyber Bytes Insights.